There are so many players out there who are crazy skilled, but they aren't the best at understanding how to actually channel these skills in a real game to reach their potential. And that's okay, it's not easy. We all have room for improvement here. But what is encouraging is that there are plenty of players who aren't the best ball handlers, the most athletic, the most naturally gifted, but they make the game easier on themselves, so they actually end up performing better than more skilled players. So imagine if you can be unbelievably skilled, but then also know how to make the game easier for yourself to allow all of those skills to emerge in the best way possible. That's where it gets scary. And with this video, I want to help you get a bit closer to that. Because in today's game, just being super skilled or super athletic isn't going to cut it at a high level. There's so many good players out there that you need to be able to use these skills in the best way possible. So this is from one of our small group camps in Sweden from this year's Europe tour. And I think these guys picked up these concepts crazy well. Now, they're simple concepts, but it's just a general understanding of offense that once it clicks, it does wonders for your game and your efficiency. Let's check it out.
So this is what we'll do. We'll start off with a few different one-on-ones and a couple different situations. First one, very, very simple. You have 3 dribbles to get a bucket. You just check up, try to get a bucket on them. Let's go.
So to get rolling, watch this little experiment that we started the session with. First variation here, it's just regular 1v1. Great drill, by the way, and I think every player should spend a lot of time playing ones, but if you think about it, this is how most players try to score in game 2. Just going against a stationary defender, which actually isn't the easiest.
Same thing, 3 dribble 1v1. Now, I'm starting defensively on the elbow. I toss it, close out. Offense has to make a super quick decision. So you can't catch and hold. You have to either shoot or drive right away. If you hold it, turnover. Let's go.
Next variation here, we're making quick decisions off the catch with the defender closing out. Something every player sees plenty of times per game and an opportunity players often miss. Still the same amount of dribbles, but you can notice a difference here. A big one. Even just in terms of the quality of the shots that they're getting. It's night and day. And most times they're just using 1 to 2 dribbles max and still getting to some pretty tough buckets. Interesting.
So, first drill we did, where it was just check up, 3 dribbles. Guess you guys' percentage. Out of 20, how many buckets did you convert on? 4. It was 4 for 20. On this last one, after you guys were trying to get the easiest bucket with a closeout, guess the percentage. Or guess how many? 8. So you literally doubled your percentage by attacking a closeout. It literally, for you guys, just obviously very small sample size, it makes it twice as easy to score if you attack a closeout. So in a game, what should you probably be doing to make the game easier for you? Attack closeouts, okay?
What are you looking at the closeout? The feet?
I think that's a great question. I would not look at anything on a closeout unless it's very obvious. I would just play. Because once you start getting in the mindset of, let me look for the foot, you start overthinking in a game. Like maybe at first you start looking, okay, I'm gonna look at where his feet are, I'm gonna look at where the weight is, stuff like this. But over time, you just want it to be something where like you catch, make the decision just off of like an instinct or a reaction. But it'll come with time, that'll come with time. We'll make this 1v1 off of a handoff, right? We'll go, offense is gonna be here. Sorry, this will be like passer, handoff guy, okay? You're gonna be with me, okay? And then you're gonna be over here. Whenever I go to give a handoff, you're trying to stay as close to me as possible. You are, boom, attacking this off of the handoff, right? Same idea. As I get this handoff, so let's say you're giving a handoff to me. Let's say as I'm attacking this, I can't hold it at all. I can't stop, let him get set, and then go. As soon as I get that ball, I'm making some sort of reaction and go. Okay? Force yourself into making quicker decisions, even if it feels a little bit sped up at first. All right?
Now, obviously, we're playing off of a handoff, another super common situation. What's funny is when I give players the constraint of making a super quick 0-second decision on drills like this, my intention used to be to make it more difficult for them, because they got to make a quicker decision. It's tougher. But over and over again, pushing players to make quick decisions often actually helps their percentage because one, they're attacking the advantage before that window of time closes, and two, they don't overthink it, they just go.
Yeah. We're halfway through this one. Now we'll switch this up. Now defense, now you're right there. You can go under it, you can do whatever you want to, okay? You could go backdoor if you want to.
Oh, you meant the defense.
Yeah, I mean, but you can though. That's a good point. Defense can go over or under here, playing however you want to off of that. So just switching where the defense is, all right? Nice. Good idea though. Good read. Good read. Nice. Ah. Nice. You had initial window, but sometimes you miss that, right? Sometimes you're like, oh shit, I should, and that's fine. You still made it work.
But as you see here, sometimes they'll miss that initial window, and that brings me back to a point I made to them yesterday.
As basketball players, I want you guys to be assertive and confident with everything you do. Even if it's not the perfect decision. Even if you're like, maybe, I should be shooting this, maybe I don't really know. Whatever you do, do it with confidence.
Even if you screw up, still go with confidence.
Solid. All right, guess how many of you guys scored on that one? 10. 50%. That's not bad, all right? And again, I think the biggest thing to notice here is like, yes, they're easier situations, but you guys are still getting you're still exhibiting your skill, right? You still have time to be creative and do nice things with the ball. Like a lot of time you hear coaches and they're like, try to keep it simple, and you got to think like, oh, I'm only going straight line dribble, simple ass plays. Like, no, you guys still have a lot of room to be creative and try things and do tough finishes and even nice moves, but in simpler situations to make it easier. All right, you guys were getting a lot better shots off of that too. Even the ones that you missed were a lot higher quality. So as we go through the rest of today, try to make that the focus. All right, find the simple opportunities that make it easier for you, and then allow yourself to be creative and do some things that kind of show off all your skill from there, okay? We'll make it 3 dribbles per player, okay? So every time you get the ball, you have 3 dribbles. Everything has to be a quick decision unless I see that you're holding the ball on purpose. Sometimes you hold the ball to wait for an opportunity to come open, that's fine. But if you're holding it just to hold the ball, turnover. Now, how I want you guys to think about this is, as you're playing, remember, what does it mean for the defense to be neutral?
Other defensive players on the team is holding the players.
Yes. Every defender is set, right? They're in good position. When the defense is neutral, what can we do?
We can move the ball instead of off-ball screens.
Yeah, so maybe an off-ball screen, handoff. What else? Yeah, we can get into a pick and roll. We can just cut. Yeah, anything that kind of creates like a trigger, anything that creates just some movement and tries to create an advantage, try to get into that, okay? If you have an advantage, in other words, if you have space to cut into, if you have a closeout, go hard with it, be aggressive in attacking that, okay? We'll play 3v3 through this, we'll coach it up, then we'll go some 1v2, all that. All right? Let's go. Yep, keep the advantage. Nice. Nice. Oh! Yep. Sack that. Yes, there we go. Oh, yeah. Good take, boy. All right, real quick, I want to talk about something defensively, okay? Let's say you're playing defense on me, all right, and I get by you a little bit here, okay? So you're right on my hip. Is this an advantage for me?
Yeah.
Yes, 100%, okay? Right, I'm beating him. He's still in the play, but I'm beating him. Now, if we reverse our thinking and think defensively, what should our job be? If offensively we're trying to create advantages, what is defense doing?
We're trying to take away the straight line drive, so we've got to cut them off.
Right, we're trying to stop advantages. One way to do that is, let's say I'm attacking a closeout. Instead of letting me get here, is trying to beat me to a spot, right? Where if I'm going this way, he makes a big jump, cuts me off, now I have to turn back, advantage is over, okay? Now, off the ball, let's say you're off for now. I get by you going this way. I have an advantage. What's one way we can stop this advantage?
This guy falls.
You can help, or that's perfect. You step in, do what we call a peel switch or a jump switch, where now you go here. I don't have an advantage. If you get there in time, he doesn't have an advantage. Same thing with rotating. If I get downhill, this defender steps over, I kick somewhere, and you rotate out. So defensively, try to think about stopping all of these advantages that the offense is trying to create. Let's go, attack that. Nice. Good kick, yes. Hey! If you can get a shot pretty much any time, it's probably not a good shot unless it's the end of a shot clock. So in other words, if I'm attacking a closeout and I go something like this and get into a shot, like a long contested mid-range, you can probably make it. You guys are skilled, but is that probably a good shot if you can get to it any time? No, right? Try to find the literally like the best shot possible on every possession here, okay? Shot possible, let's go. Oh, that's an advantage. Yep, attack that. Oh, you lost the advantage. Turnover. Why? You shot a contested midi. Ooh, attack that. Yep, one more, yes. There we go, there we go. Beautiful, yes, way to find that. That was amazing because you guys had like 2 or 3 shots that were good shots and you got a freaking amazing one. Let's go. Oh, that's good though. Nice. Nice. Yes, sir. I'm a skills trainer, right? I try to build skills in every player that I work with. Like my goal is to get players here skill-wise. But in a weird way, I never want them to use these things if needed. Like I would want you to get super skilled, like Kyrie Irving skilled. But for example, if you look at even a player like Kyrie, does he use all of his skills on every play?
No, he uses basic reads.
Right. He's trying to make the game easier so those skills are easier to use. That's how I want you guys to think about it, is yes, get as skilled as possible, add as many tools to the toolbox, but once it's time to play the game, try to make it as simple as possible so that the only time when you have to use those skills is if somebody cuts you off and you make a nice move, or help defender steps over, you make a nice finish. You have those at your disposal, but you don't have to use them on every play, if that makes sense. That's a skill in itself. That's fucking great answer right there.
So because of that, I put them in situations like this, even during the same workout, where they're really challenged skill-wise with 1v2s and in small space to make sure that we're still developing a super high level of skill. And then we balance that out with some live play where we're trying to use these concepts and find this balance. And it's safe to say they did. So we're scoring nice buckets, but within the flow of an offense too, and shooting high quality shots. So again, imagine if you can get really skilled, but then also start to understand what makes the game easier, like attacking closeouts, using handoffs, etc. And allowing your skills to be channeled through those. You'll reach a whole new level. It'll make the game easier for you, and I promise you, it'll change your game forever. And before I let y'all go, I wanted to share one more experiment I did recently. So I chose 50 straight random Darius Garland buckets to watch and counted up some stats. Now, mind you, DG, ability-wise, is one of the best in the NBA that I've seen in a while. There's almost nothing he can't do, especially with his handle. Yet when you actually watch his buckets, not just his highlights, you'll see how efficient he is. You'll see how much he scores in the actual flow of the game. In those 50 clips, he only made 19 moves total, which I define as any time you switch hands trying to beat a defender. And only 4 of those plays were in ISO situations, of which 2 were late shot clock and he had to just put it up. And on 38 of those plays, he didn't even make a move. He still made some tough buckets. He still beautifully changed speeds to make things happen. But on most of these, he's just using the situation, creating advantages and finding advantages to get what he needs out of it, to make plays. Now again, these tough moves still come out. I don't want you to think that I'm saying, hey, don't go use your skill, don't develop these skills. And because he builds this skill like he does in the offseason in those pickup clips and really tries to increase the ceiling, all these simpler buckets are easier for him. But in a real game, he makes these skills easier to emerge because he puts his defender at disadvantages first through the situation, and of course he's ready for anything. So I want to redefine skill a bit. It's not about what all can you do with the ball. It's about having the potential to, but really how effectively you can score and make plays and affect the game without using all of your skill potential, and how well you can do it efficiently and even make tough plays with great defense in the flow of an offense. To me, this is the gold standard. All right, thank you guys for sticking around. Hopefully this changed your perspective on your training, on how you're playing, and is going to make the game that much easier for you. If you're interested in training for things like this, make sure to check out the Virtual Academy, the most holistic training platform you'll find on the internet. We got a ton of programs on there. We got a Point Guard Academy coming and a lot more. As always, stay tuned. Appreciate you guys for checking in.